Hello. I'll start in a minute. All right. Get the boost. We only have Arachnos unlocked here, so we're just going to stick Divine Wrath on those. And that is basically it. And the gear. Pretty much good to go, to be honest. Hello, Passig. Hello, hello. The notifications are serving you well. Here from the start again. Indeed. All right. All right. Yeah, I think I'm good to go. We're gonna do plan for today is just some pretty regular hunting. To be honest, we're gonna do an hour at Winter Court, and then an hour at Weretigers. But nothing too fancy today. I need to do something a bit calmer today after Azelon yesterday. It was kind of stressful. Fun though. It was fun. By the way, this place, Winter Court, is definitely on my list for no supply hunt at level 600. When I come here level 600 with full charms, I think it'll be possible to hunt here with no supplies. But I think I do really need the Sanguine Claw first. Hello Arnold. Hello Rich. Yeah, Mud. Definitely need a chiller day today. Yeah, that Azelon was it was good to try, but certainly a challenging one. Hey up, Raffle. Hello. Up to date on the VODs. Wow. Very nice. Yep, I do really enjoy it. I do have a lot of fun with it. I'm happy we've avoided the nerf yesterday, right? Wasn't sure if we're gonna get nerfed or not. Well, we survived. And then next week, hopefully we survive because it's just before the double loot. And then after the double loot, whew, all bets are off. Monk has been removed from the game. Hello, Buvnasto. Aim for EXP per hour on this spot. Well, I don't have charms or animus. When I was hunting here off stream maybe 3 days ago or so, I was peaking around 5.5 KK raw. So that's the sort of, I think, peak that we can realistically aim for. With full charms on everything, probably closer to like 6 KK raw. But I'm not there yet. I think at level 600 here, this play is going to be really nice with the Sanguine Claws, and it's going to be really amazing profit then. I already don't use very many supplies here. At the moment, I use about 6 to like 700 ultimate spirits per hour hunting here, which is not a lot. But I think at 600 with the Sanguine Claw and charms, I'll be able to hunt here with no supplies. Assuming we don't get like massively nerfed before then, of course, which we very well might. But I would expect to make like 2kk profit here at level 600. Like if I had a 600 monk today with the power level that we have, and I had this full best in slot, I think I could get 2kk profit here while making like over 6kk raw. But not quite that powerful just yet. So today, in the 1 hour that we do, I'm expecting to make maybe 5.3, 5.4 raw over the hour, and make like maybe 1.3 KK profit. 1.2 maybe, we'll see. Yeah, it's a nice little spot, obviously. Winter Court, great little place. Without charms, yeah, for a place without charms, this is very good, yeah. What was the results of Azelon? So Azelon was like around 6.2 raw with 3% animus. So I guess, but no charms and no praise. So I think without any animus, no charms, no praise, it was like 6kk raw, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty good. And you know what? It wasn't even like, I didn't even really consider it to be like particularly difficult. It's easier than like Cobra Bastion, easier than like a Savvy Surface. So it wasn't even like terribly hard. The main thing was that it was super intense. Like it was just non-stop, 100% focus and intensity, because a couple of bad steps and a couple of seconds of bad focus and you're dead. It wasn't like mechanically difficult. Like it's not like I was going to get headshot there or anything because there wasn't that much damage there. But there was just needed a lot of focus. At 220, Asura Palace just with Ultimate Spirit, yep. At 220, you want to be using Ultimate Spirit, yeah. For sure. Price of red collars is high, so that makes profit better. Yeah, true. I mean, red collars are like over 20k. It's not that you don't drop that many here, though. It's not really going to have such a massive impact. You maybe drop like 1 an hour, so it's not like it's not like that's a big driver of the profit. M level important on Monk? Yeah, sure, it's important. Not as important as a Fist, I would say, but you don't want to ignore the magic level. My plan is to get up to like 120 fist fighting, and then I'll just be doing magic level. Is Gnome armor worth it on a 250 plus paladin? Gnome armor is basically the best paladin armor in the game still, in my opinion. It's the one I use the most, even at like level 500. Is the highest physical armor in the game, other than prismatic armor for the paladin. So yeah, it is good, definitely. You definitely want to get it. It's not like you get to skip buying a gnome armor. Is it going to work if you switch weapons? Solkamas when you don't have the big guys there? I mean, yeah, that would be better. I suppose that would be better. But I don't like switching weapons, so I'm not going to do that. But yes, theoretically, you could do that, right? Could kill off the Arachnos and hands, and then switch to the Solkamas, but it's too much micromanagement for me. Somebody else who Did you read the proposal thread? Well, you're gonna have to give me a bit more than that, Emeroy. There's a lot of proposals. Yeah, I have to use supplies here a little bit. Not quite strong enough to not use supplies, but don't use very many. Don't use very many. Like I say, I think level 600 you can hunt here with no supplies, probably, with the Fang and Claw. Definitely going to try to do that when I come here at level 600. And same with Summer Court. I think you'll be able to hunt Summer Court at level 600 with no supplies as well. Buff vocations. No, I have not seen it. Is it I know what's his name, Lee Ragnarsson has been going on about that a lot. Is it from him or is it from you? I check the proposal board every now and then, but there's a lot of whining in there these days, you know. There's a lot of whining there. Are you worried about the lack of teasers for the summer update? Not really. They already said that they got a bit delayed due to the Monk's release. And there's still going to be a summer update. And it's better that they don't push out the teasers too soon and release too soon when they don't have the content ready. Yeah, we'll just have summer update later this year, and that's fine. No problem. I have plenty of content to explore with the Monk. That's you know, to me the Monk update has been bigger than any update in the game's history, so I understand that maybe if you don't play Monk and it's a bit underwhelming for you, and you're looking forward to the summer update, but you know, they have done a lot with the Monk release. What is my base fist? 104, I believe. Yes, 104, about to be 105, as you can see. Obviously hoping to increase that a fair amount during the upcoming double skill event. Hopefully we'll get 110 or higher, around there. Just for a little bit more power that's going to be taken away from us probably straight after the double loot event. How'd you get 5 levels in 3 days? Is that a lot? That's not very many. Normally I get about 3 to 4 levels a day. I've actually not been EXPing all that much recently. Do you remember how much you paid for those mutant trousers? Not very much, actually. I think I paid 30 or 40 KK for them, which now I realize is a massive steal, considering they're going for like 100 KK on some servers. Although I did buy them from a friend, and I promised that if I do resell them, we're going to split the profit. So I bought them for 30 KK, so if I sold them for 100, I'd be sharing that 70 KK profit with the guy I bought them from. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be double loot event, right? Double skill event. So, I'm gonna burn 6, 7 exercise weapons, which is like 14, 13, 14 outside of the event. So yeah, we're probably gonna get like five fists, right? I don't know. I didn't run the numbers. I'll just use however much I can fit into the weekend. But maybe I won't get as many as as many levels as I thought. Maybe it's slower, even on double. The virtue I'm currently using on the monk is the virtue of justice. Oh shit! It's virtue of justice. I think for solo hunting, it's best for any respawn which doesn't have like strong physical resistance. If you're hunting specters or flimsies, you should use virtue of harmony. But outside of that, I use virtue of justice. Did I hear double loot? Yes, but I misspoke. It's rapid and double kill. Hello, chatter. Ah, of course. Flattery, eh? He's been paid an exposure. Most valuable currency. Here we go, 15 minutes, 5.4 raw, 300k profit. So yeah, we're looking at about 5.4 raw, as I said, and about 1.2 kk profit per hour. Again, basically pretty stable, standard winter court. I have 50% loyalty, so, and I'm gonna have like 105.5 by the time the double event rolls around. Well, maybe not quite that much, but yeah, I have 50% loyalty, right? So should be able to do, maybe close to. I think we'll probably end up with like 109 or 110 then after the double. It's a super chill place. Like I really like Winter Court. I'm happy that it's such a strong, viable place for the monk. I've always really enjoyed hunting here, and I'm really looking forward to hunting here at level 600 and making a nice no supply run. That'll be funny. No, that's not how percentages and in Tibia, the way skill progression works is on average, more or less, every next 10 skill takes as long as all the skill before it. So to get from like skill 100 to 110 is the same as getting from like skill 0 to skill 100. And similarly, to get from like skill 110 to 120 is the same as going from 0 to 110. So basically what that means is generally 50% is about 5 skill, because it gets you for like that 10 skill to like the next. I don't know how to describe it. I hope it makes sense though. Yeah, basically 50% more skill is usually around plus 5 skill. I hate the map layout over here. I don't love the base, like level 0. You can't really see much. I kind of get used to it though. I like the rest of the cave, and the monsters are kind of nice. Good profit, good experience. What's not to love? Sorry, I got a bit of a cough going still for like the second week. Where do you download your maps? I think the main one is tibiamaps.io. I generally don't download my maps. I prefer doing my own exploring, my own markers and stuff. I think I downloaded maps once a few years ago after my my client corrupted and I lost all the settings, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'm not discovering everything again. Obviously I back up all my settings since then. That was many years ago. Have you tried Cobras already? I have tried Cobras. Tried Cobras a few days ago. Overall I was getting about 6. Basement and Bastion are actually very close at this level. Basement, while I tried it offline for a bit, so sorry, off stream, I was able to get like 6.6 raw in Basement, which was quite easy. And you know, if someone's hunting Bastion, you don't even have to then faff around with the poison flasks and stuff, which is kind of convenient. For Bastion, I was able to get about 6.8 raw-ish. Obviously with no praise and stuff, which is obviously very good as well, except that the Bastion is a lot harder and a lot like clunkier because with like the ranged etc and loads of Cobra scouts. I didn't particularly enjoy hunting Bastion, but Bastion will definitely scale better. Like I don't think you can do much more than 6.6 in Basement, even with more levels. But I can definitely see that Cobra Bastion will scale pretty nicely for the monk with levels. But yeah, it's a very good place in any case. Can you enjoy Tibia without being a premium account? No, not really. I mean, you can play enough to like learn about the game, but if you actually want to play the game, then no, you need to have a premium account. Like 95% of stuff is like behind the premium account, and like 90% of the power. You shouldn't think of it as like free versus premium account. You should think about it as like a demo versus full version, right? You're not going to play a demo of a game for, you know, months or years, right? You're going to play it to check it out. But if you like it, then you definitely want to purchase the full version of the game. And that's basically how it works in Tibia. Yeah, yeah. So the basement is that good because, you know, I'm not strong enough to really make the most of Bastion at the moment. Like I feel like I'm making the most out of basement at level 600, but Bastion's still a lot of improvements to be made. So yeah, while basement's not going to improve much with levels, Bastion will definitely scale much better with levels. So yeah. So my recommendation, like, as of today, would be that you should just go basement on like level 400 until like level 600 or so, and then at like 600 you're probably going to be scaling hard enough that it makes sense to go to Bastion. And also yeah, basement's easier. It's basically always free, right? Nobody really hunts there. You don't have to faff around with the flask if somebody's hunting Bastion. So yeah, I just think it makes more sense to go basement at this level on the monk, at least. No, runes don't have a place in the monk's rotation past like level 50 or so. This is the level I don't like. Like, this is really like horrible visuals. They really should update it somehow. This horrible flaw. Capacity on spells finally. Wait, what? Has there been a teaser? Is the teaser out? Or are you teasing me? I haven't seen a teaser if the teaser is out. Oh, chat, you have me real excited now. Is that true? How much do high-level EKs do in Bastion? Like 10kk raw? Honestly, I don't know. I think so. I think like really high-level EKs can get around that. Oh, right. Okay, I see. Well, in any case, I do think proper opacity on spells for visual clarity would be a nice part of the summer update if that does happen. Like, that is much needed. Like a late game hunt, just insane. You know, have you tried hunting like Fairway? It's just like such a horrible experience. You just kind of can't rely on any visual cues for anything. It's a disaster. Yes, I do think the monk is overpowered. Responding to the YouTube comment, I do not think it's quite the intended state that a monk can hunt so effectively with no supplies. I do expect there to be some changes around that to not make that possible. We'll see. Yeah, or at least like, never mind even opacity, but like disabling monster abilities, visuals, or something like that would be nice. I disable it all so fast. Here we go. Here's the first red collar. Do you have a house in Tibia? Yes, I have a house in Darasha near Depot. Near the carpet as well. Yeah, houses are very popular. They didn't used to be. But, you know, then Tipsoft started adding stuff like the dummy, the NPC trader, the imbue shrines, reward shrines, all the good stuff to houses. And suddenly houses are, you know, everybody wants to have a house, right? In Tibia. It's like the real life. So they're not quite as expensive yet, or quite as unobtainable. Unless you want, you know, one of those most expensive Thais houses. Those are comparable in price. Hello, Cavaldia. Yeah, you know what? It's strange. I've had quite a few people mention that Medusa Tower for some reason is very hard for them to match the numbers. I don't know why, because there hasn't been like any significant nerf. There hasn't to either the Monk or Medusa Tower since I hunted there. And yet, that, you know, quite a lot of people seem to think that it's very hard to reach those numbers, which I'm surprised about because I don't really see that place as being particularly mechanically difficult to optimize. But yeah, for some reason you're not the only one. I'm not sure what the problem is, to be honest. Maybe it is harder than I thought. I don't know. Maybe it's because I had some charms, right? Did I have like low blow and stuff active there? Maybe. Don't know. Certainly doable. All right. This is one annoying part of the Winter Core. Like it does have like these fairly narrow corridors for like quite a lot of monsters, so you do sometimes get yourself like kind of stuck having to do inefficient pulls. Yeah, streamer client maybe. Magic walls. Don't know. Maybe. I don't get stuck too often, and skipping a turn to a magic wall, because magic wall is an offensive cooldown, right? So you can't cast a spell when you throw a magic wall. Not sure if it is worth in the long term. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it is a annoying little area there behind the teleport, especially. I think once I unlock charms here, I'll actually even have to expand the lap a fair bit, because I already saw a little bit of backspawn. I think if we get charms, you know, low blow, savage blow, we'll probably need to go behind a mirror as well. But for now it's okay. For now I don't have to. I think anything past like 5.5 raw requires you going past the mirror as well inside. I'll have to hunt here for quite a while overall. I have, by the looks of things, 1,500 Panacersuses. I think it's like, how many is it? Like 80 per hour. So I guess I've still got like 12 hours or so ahead of me to hunt here. Well, at least it's not a bad place. What do I think about solo mages? Mainly MS. Well, honestly, I'd never enjoyed the playstyle very much. I always found it a little bit too intense and too risky. I still haven't played mages since the auto aim was added, but I haven't heard very many reassuring things about it. So I expect it's probably still not great. I think mages to me are basically team hunt vocations. Like, it's fun to play mage in the team hunt, as long as you don't have to press ultimate healing runes every second. I think once they remove the ultimate healing runes from sorcerers, then it's going to be pretty fun to play the sorcerer in a team hunt at least. But solo hunting, no. Not my particular playstyle. What's my opinion on tiering equipment? I see always have this, but not tiered. And what equipment tiering is best for monk? Yeah, the reason I don't have tiered equipment is mostly because I make a lot of video guides. And, you know, already as it is, people have a tendency to complain sometimes about my videos, saying, you know, I have too high numbers and blah, blah, blah. Or too high skills, too good equipment. So I tend to avoid tiered equipment because that's just yet another angle for people to be like, you know, the reason he's gained 50% more experience than me is because he has a tier 2 weapon. You know, it's kind of ridiculous stuff. So I just avoid having tiered equipment to avoid these kind of comments. Now, once I stop making guides, once I start reaching a high enough level where you can't really make any more guides because everything's been made. So if I reach like level, I don't know, 800 plus on the monk or so, I'll maybe get some tiered equipment then. But until then, I probably won't. And with regards to what I think is best on the monk, I don't, you know, for the one I'm unsure about is momentum. Like, on one hand, it has potential, I think, in certain builds to be very, very, very good and fun. Like, I think, for example, the Spiritual Outburst, tier 3, has like a 16-second cooldown. But if you had like a tier 5 helmet with it, you know, maybe you could use that like every spender to be the Spiritual Outburst, right? It's potentially going to be super, super good in that kind of combination. But then on the other hand, you know, you kind of have to have your spenders built up every time, so it's not like having having momentum, for example, will help with greater flurry of blows cooldown. Like, it's never going to reduce it enough for you to be casting it more often. It does mean that sometimes you'll be able to cast consecutive chains. I don't know, like momentum, I'm not sure about. I think it could be good. It could be good, but I'd have to play around with it. And I do think you would need at least like a tier 3 helmet or something for it really to be noticeably worth it. And everything else is obviously just kind of good. I don't think armor has like any particular value on the monk. Like, you run around a lot, you in theory don't take very much damage anyway. You try and avoid as much damage as possible. So of course, you know, extra dodge is fine, right? I'm not going to say no to extra dodge, but it's not, I don't know, like that shouldn't be something that lets you hunt somewhere, right? If you can't hunt somewhere while taking 100% of the damage, then, you know, just because you have dodge, it still doesn't open a respawn for you or like drastically increase the experience. So I think, yeah, I don't know if that's still good. But legs and weapon obviously also very good. And boots good if you have everything else tiered. So I think for me, probably with regards to the weapons, I think the monk will suffer kind of a similar fate to the EK, in that, you know, it's hard to justify tiering like 3 different weapons, right? The paladin just has 1, mages generally speaking have 1, but EKs have like 5 or 6, and monks have at least 3. So I don't know that I can justify tiering like God knows how many weapons. I think next time a best in slot energy weapon comes out for the monk, that would be a good idea to tier that, right? So for now, Soul Kamass is good, but you know, maybe that's still a soul weapon. You know, it's new for the monk, but technically Soul War has been in the game for many years. So I think you know, maybe we'll get like a better energy weapon from like level 6, 7, 800 or whatever in like 2 years. Tiering that one would probably be pretty safe because that is going to be your best weapon in like majority of the respawns. So maybe. But I think overall, if I had to tier stuff on my monk, I would probably go for legs first. And then it'd be pretty close between the weapon and the helmet. Then boots and I guess armor last. Maybe. It's how I'd probably see it. Hello, Mimo. You were not there, hunt the Azelon Castle. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. Honestly, it was the same for me, right? One mistake and I'm dead there. It's not very different. You have probably similar H people as me on an 800 mage. So yeah, it is indeed one mistake and you're dead. Just don't make mistakes, right? I think the headshot risk isn't actually that high there. The risk is that you take a misstep and you get yourself trapped in a box and yeah, then you're screwed. Rotten Blood solo, 8 mobs, you think? Don't know. Oh, we'll see. I think the monk will be able to hunt library solo. Definitely energy, maybe fire and ice as well. Higher level though, obviously, like 800-ish, 1000 maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I don't like here's my opinion how tiering should have been done. Tiering shouldn't be item specific, it should be character specific, right? You go to the forge and you somehow tier that all your weapons that you equip are like tier 1, right? And all your armors that you equip are tier 1, and you know, make it comparatively even more expensive than it is now, but don't make it bound to an item, make it bound to the character. And that's how, if that's how it was done, I'd be using the forge a lot more than I use it now. Obviously, I would need a big rework of how it works, and at this point, it's too late because people have invested too much money. But if I was implementing forge, that's how I would have done it. It would have been character bound, not item bound, because the costs are just too high, you know, for an item to then be obsolete, you know, with the next summer update or whatever, right? For me to invest that amount of money. But if it was a permanent character bonus, even if it was equally as expensive, I would definitely invest in that. No more stupid suggestions? Ah, I'm only just getting started. Anyway, you have nothing to worry about. Like, they're not going to... The Forge is too far gone now to be changed in that way. The Forge is going to stay how it is, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass whenever new best in slot items come out. Do I think Chipsoft genuinely cares about the player. Well, they're a business, right? I think they would do both. Like, customer satisfaction and happiness is a very easy win for money making. Like, if people are happy, they play your game more and spend more money. So it's good to keep your players happy. But if you have an idea that you think will generate more money than the equivalent player satisfaction, then they'll prioritize that, of course. Like any other business in the history of capitalism. That's to be expected. It's the whole idea of our whole economic system. So, but I don't think they would, not implement a feature just to spite the player, right? I do think if they had an easy feature to implement, they probably would do it, just because, player happiness is still a valuable metric and useful in generating more profit. What is the best vocation to go duo hunt with a monk? I mean, it's still early days. People haven't done very much duo hunting. Duo hunting is not really very popular in Tibia these days. But the expectation is, in my opinion, that EK would probably be best for a duo with the monk. I think the other vocations will get too much in the way of the monk. Is monk a tank like the knight? Nope. It's like a paladin mage hybrid, I guess. Monk wall boxing and then knight boxing in front of the monk. Yeah, or just playing like with a mage, right? The EK boxing and the monk kind of running around the box and waving and stuff. I don't think the monk has to be wall boxing. Can do in certain respawns that would work. Like for example, in Oromont Catacombs duo, that would probably work with the monk wall boxing and the EK in front of him. Sure. It would depend on the respawn. But I think, paladin or a mage, like, the monk cannot be the sort of tank in the middle, right? Surrounded by creatures. That's the whole point behind Serenity. So, that's not going to work great. I think with a paladin duo can work as well if the paladin functions as the sort of tank in the middle. So if the paladin in the respawn is happy to go and stand with the box in the middle and the monk runs around healing and dealing damage, and basically the paladin functions like an EK, then yeah, that could work as well. But I think some other vocation needs to be the sort of stand in the middle with 8 creatures kind of vocation. And that's not going to be a mage, right? It's got to be a paladin or an EK. That's how I would see the duo going anyway. But again, this is pretty early days. I don't think it's been tested all that much. It could be that like running style with a mage makes more sense. Can you use a Tamo ring, energy ring? Yes, we can. Duo monk and ED is okay. I was just talking about it. I don't think it would be that great. I don't really know how that would work. Seems bad. Monk ED duo is not very different from what would be like an ED-MS duo, right? It's basically like 2 kiting characters. If you were playing Monk ED, it's not very different than if you were playing, an ED-MS duo. You're basically both kind of running around, dealing as much damage as possible. And, you don't see very many MS ED duos, do you? And, like, they happen sometimes in a couple of places, it's sure. But generally speaking, not super common for a reason. Does Monk EXP faster than other vocations? I mean, that's a strange way of putting it. I mean, the Monk is more powerful than other vocations, which results in higher EXP. The monk isn't inherently like faster or anything like that, but he is stronger, at least in this level range currently, which yes, indeed does mean that he makes more experience per hour on average than other vocations in this level range. We had Monk replace EK at stuff like Gazer Bursters when no Exile is needed. Sure, I mean, I'd still rather replace the Paladin at Gazer's Bursters than the EK, but sure, I guess that could work as well. How did you get those skills in 51 days? I don't have very high skill. My base skill is only 104, about to be 105. There are people way higher skilled than me. I haven't been investing all that much. It's just gear, bonuses, and Virtue of Justice specifically giving me a lot of fist. I don't actually have like a tremendously high fist compared to other people and other monks. The monk just gets a lot of bonuses overall from gear and from Virtue of Justice. Do you think they should nerf Monk or buff everything else? Well, they're going to nerf Monk and maybe buff everything else a tiny bit, but it's not a viable software engineering solution and product design solution to just suddenly discard 20 years of balancing and be like, fuck it, everyone gets a 20% buff. I mean, it sounds nice to the player, but it's a very slippery slope of basically having an OTS in real Tibia, so I don't think they're going to go that way. I was saying on the stream yesterday, I think, that my opinion, they're going to nerf the monk. Like, say, if we say, let's agree that the monk is 20% stronger than the other vocations, then I think the end goal will be like, nerf the monk by like 15% and buff other vocations by like 5%. I think that's probably how it's going to end up. It's definitely not going to be leave the monk as is and buff every vocation 20%. I mean, it's just not. It's not going to be like that. Have you checked Upper Rush to hunt? Yep, pretty good. I was doing over 6kk raw there with a solid profit. The results are on Tibia Pal. I don't remember exactly what I got there. I think 6 raw and maybe 1.3, 1.4 kk profit around that. Yeah, it was good. You have to renew the virtue every time you log in. You have to switch it if you don't like the Virtue of Harmony. It defaults to Virtue of Harmony every time when you relog, which is just stupid, but it does. So now, it wasn't a problem when, when the Virtue of Harmony was the go-to default when the monk was released. But now that Virtue of Justice seems to be the default, yeah, you do need to remember to change it every time you log in. And yes, exactly. As chat is saying, like there's power creep in the game every update anyway. So just giving more power to every old vocation to match the monk now is not. I don't know. I think it sounds fun, right? And everyone be like, "Yay, my vocation's stronger," but it's not. It's not actually all that healthy for like the long-term viability of the game. And it'd be fun for a month or 2 or 3, but then everything would just be like so easy. And it'd be hard to make new content. How is it possible that monks receive multiple nerfs and still feels like it has such a big power advantage over the other vocations? Don't ask me. Ask the balance and design team. What do you think about mages ever getting an Utito skill, considering all of the vocations have one? Yeah? Yeah, I think they could get one. I mean, every vocation has to be somewhat unique, but I suppose, yeah, mages could get some sort of Utito spell, right? With its own drawback, right? The EK takes more damage. The paladin can't cast healing support spells, right? And the monk, well, I guess the monk doesn't have a downside. The monk just can't use the other virtues, which is the downside, I guess. I don't know what they could do for the mages. Maybe you can't cast magic shield while your TTO is active or something. Don't know. Or your healing spells heal you for 30% less while Utito is active, right? I don't know. But yeah, I think mages could get an Utito type spell. 2 seconds on the amulet and bam. All right. Yes, well, need a few more levels before I can do no supply hunt at Winter Court. I truly believe that I can do a 0 supply hunt at Winter Court at level 600 with the Sanguine Claw, and hopefully I'll have charms then as well. That is going to be a fun one. A 0 supply Winter Court hunt. Sorry, I was talking to my wife for a minute. "55 minutes. I guess we can do one more lap. Usually about 5 minutes per lap, so it should be perfect. Worth noting, I don't have Ice Imbuement either, by the way. Like, if I had Ice Imbuement, this would be, well, it'd be better, right? I'd be using even less supplies. Not that I'm using very many supplies here. 750 potions per hour is not very much. And the profit is pretty good anyway, right? We've got 1 KK prop in 55 minutes, so we'll probably end up on like 1.1. We'll do a no supply hunt at the Weretigers in a minute. I'm not sure if I'll have enough time to hunt it for an hour, so we may have to do like a 50-minute no supply hunt or something. Because Weretigers I can definitely do with no supplies. Why not use Sorkamas here? Because Arachnophobicas and Thanacercises have 50% energy resistance, so it really doesn't work very well on them. Somebody suggested earlier on in the stream switching. Like now, now I'm just killing the elves, so I could switch. Rubenos, thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody. somebody suggested switching between Sorkamas and Cobra BO based on like the boxes. Right now, I could be using Sorkamas just on those, but not the sort of thing I like to do. Too much micromanagement for my liking. Yeah, of course, Rubenos, thank you. Small but mighty. Hey, Kusnier, do you think RP or Monk is harder to play? Well, mechanically speaking, the Monk is definitely harder, but it's very, very strong now, which makes it easier comparatively. Like, I like similar respawns. You know, I can hunt Nagas with no supplies, and a 400 level Paladin would be like struggling at Nagas. So, you know, like that, it's obviously easier to play the Monk. But mechanically speaking, to play each vocation optimally for its level and its power level, the Monk is way harder. Definitely. There's way more to do and look out for. Weapon switching and virtue swapping. Oh god, my worst nightmare. No, thank you. Maybe trinket switching as well from ice protection to death protection when you have a few arachnos on you. Optimal play. If you're looking for a chill vocation, oh, you're sick of EK having to spam mana and Exura every turn? I mean, depends how you want to play, but, you know, if you're going to play something fairly challenging, like not non-trivial, the Paladin is the same. Like, you still have to use Exura and a potion every turn, more or less. At least when I was playing Paladin and, you know, trying to push it, that is basically how I played. So I wasn't that much easier from that perspective. I guess the rotation's easier on the Paladin. You still have to use a lot of potions, though. Ironically, it's the mages which are, you know, with levels end up being less and less mechanically difficult. Ah, fist fight in 105. There we go. Foot pedal or uninstall. I've never tried it. But I feel like it would work for Paladin as well, right? Same idea. And he also potions a lot. Although you do have the extra complication of using runes on the Paladin, which the EK at least doesn't have. Bam! Screenshot! 1 hour. 5.6 raw. We actually sped up there a fair bit. And 1.138 KK profit. Okay. 5.4 KK raw gained in the hour. But yeah, it's yeah. And again, no charms still, right? If I had charms, probably be a fair bit better and more profitable as well, because I'd have Savage Blow and Low Blow for more crits. Yeah, decent. Definitely a very stable, recent, decent respawn. Looks like I need maybe an hour and a half longer for both Winter and Rear Guards to complete in my Bestiary. Need about 500 each. You can use runes when pulling stuff together on the EK? Sure, you can. I never really saw that as being all that efficient. I always preferred to just cast spells while kiting and just hitting 3 monsters or so next to you. Of course, you could use runes. A lot of people prefer using runes because I think it was a bit easier to manage. But, you know, I had the kiting play style in me from a young age, even on the EK, which is why the monk is perfect for me. So I think somebody is next at this respawn from 2 minutes ago, but they haven't said anything, so I guess maybe they're not here yet. I guess we can finish the lap. Hopes I don't get told off. A born kiter, indeed. Exactly. Exactly. I was born to kite. Born too late to explore the Earth. Born too early to explore the galaxy. Born just in time to kite as the monk. Lucky me. Looks like there's some fresh blood, so I think that's it. We're baiting now. Before he sees us, run, run. Ah! There we go. All right. He'll never know I overstayed by 2 minutes. Born to Kite would be a good character name. It would. It would indeed. Let's snatch it up if it's still available. Let me get some water. Monk is definitely too strong, but Tipsoft wants money. They'll nerf Monk at least 30% everything soon. I think 30% is too hard, but yes, I do think the Monk is probably too strong, and it probably will see some nerfs after the double. Buzzer in. Ah. Not on the Paladin, I'm not. Monk shouldn't be allowed to use vampirism on weapons. How dare you? How dare you suggest such a horrible nerf? No, thank you. How about an EK shouldn't be allowed to use Void on their weapon, huh? How about that? All right. We're going Oscayat. So we're gonna stick low blow on the Cunning Werepanther together with the. Oh, and actually now we finally have I think we actually unlocked Weretiger last time. Very nice. So we can stick Savage Blow on him as well. We do have poison. Has 5k health, 115%. Maybe we just stick poison on him. Yeah, let's just do that. It was clear to me how long. Don't worry, I understood. All right, let's mana up. Mana up and remove the potion from the hotkey so I don't accidentally press it. That definitely would. And now we can do what now? We're going Weretigers with no supplies here. Don't need supplies here, so we go make some profit. Oh, hello, fresh blood. Let's hope nobody's in here. Looks good. All right. Prime sub. Hildegard. I think that's how I pronounce it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for the prime sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me get my items on. 1, 2, 3. Pam, pam. Thank you for all the content, no problem. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. And what do we want here as the... I think it's ice protection still, actually, isn't it? I believe. All right, reset and let's go. I want to complete the white Weretiger bestiary before the full moon, and I want to do the full moon bestiary on the were crocodiles. Because the were crocodiles respawn sucks, so I want to spend as little time there as possible. So I'm leaving the were crocodiles, or feral were crocodiles, whatever the hell they're called, to full moon. But I do like this respawn, so this one I'm happy to complete outside of full moon. Can you generate the code for this outfit? What? Is there some sort of online tool that does this? Which website can I do that on? And if you actually want it, then just ping me. I suggest you ping me on Discord, because I'm obviously not going to do it now. If there's a link or a website where I can do that, I'll be happy to do it for you. Just send me a link via my Discord or something. It'll be much easier. You can do it in game. Oh, really? Oh, is it one of the? Oh, let's have a look. Is there a preset? Copy. And is that it? Is this it? Is that what you needed? Huh? I didn't know that worked that way. There you go. Well, I guess that's the code then. No hack, please. No hack. This is it. I'm gonna get kicked now, aren't I? Someone's logging into my account as we speak. Oh shit! I knew it. I knew it. Damn it, my soul Kamas. Go on. I don't like your suggestions. Sounds like Tibia forum suggestions. Better drink a small health potion. Can monks use strong health potions? I guess they can, right? Those are like super cheap. Could be hunting with strong health potions. Doesn't Mazarin do that on some of his hunts? Using strong health potions. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Look, I'm almost dying here. See, we are balanced. Have you seen my proposals? They are dope. I don't know. I don't see very many dope proposals on Tibia forums very often, so must have missed yours. Less creatures spawn outside of full moon. I think fewer creatures spawn. I think there's an extra few spawn points during full moon, but the key difference is the density distribution. Like, this is variable respawn, and every monster has like a set percentage chance to spawn in each spot. And I think, well, I know that during full moon the odds or percentages change, so that there's just by default more of those rare monsters. Like in here, there's more white Weretigers. And in the crocodile cave, there's more feral crocodiles as like a ratio of the respawn, right? Which is why it's easier to do those during full moon. And also those give more experience, they're stronger, give more loot and stuff. So it's just in general, if you can hunt here while full moon is on, if it's not too hard for you, then it is better results during full moon. How much skill do you have on Monk? I just got 105 a few minutes ago. So my base fist is 105. Hoping to get almost 110 during next event. That would be good. 5 more. Can you show us the character stats ones that are under your skills? Let's see. There you go. I hope you can see all that. There we go. Is that everything? I think that's everything, right? Have a look, because like in a minute or two, I'll switch back. Any suggestions for online skilling on Monk? Honestly, no. I don't online skill. I think you can do. I think you can do modify Nullhound, right? You don't care about shielding, so modify Nullhound sounds fine. You will need probably have the, well, you definitely will need to have one of those conversion imbues, right? With like fire damage or something, because you know you don't do any physical damage to Nullhound. But that is, if I wanted to online skill, that's how I would do it. But you know, I'm a stamina slave these days, so I'm not gonna do that. All right, I hope you got what you wanted from the analyzer. I'm gonna switch back to kills. Just punch some sea serpents? Maybe. I feel like you might kill them quickly though. I don't know. I honestly haven't online skilled, trained. God, I don't even know how long. Yeah, I don't know. Probably close to 15 years at this point. It's energy protection here, not ice. Yes, I'm aware of that, Mimo. And so what would you have me change? Considering there's no energy trinket. I could switch from the ice to the mana drain, theoretically. Maybe that is better, maybe not. I don't think it makes much of a difference though. You said ice. Yeah, I said I'm gonna have the ice trinket here. It's still ice. Like I said that when I was talking about the trinket to put on, you know, the one in the light source. And yeah, here it's not very good, but it is still the ice one that you wear here. But yeah, obviously, like if you were to imbue, right, your armor, then yeah, you'd imbue it with energy protection here, of course. Handy necklace. Ah. I didn't even know that was an item. Still wouldn't wear it over this though. This gives me a +3 fist and +1 magic level. And 4% physical. It's the fist and the magic level that matter the most. I honestly, seeing as it's fairly easy here, I should probably be using the orange collars. But I don't think I actually carry any. Or do I? Oh, maybe I do. It looks like I I have 13 on me. Yeah, all right, fine. I'll put the collar on. I probably don't need the 4% physical, to be honest. That's a bit cheaper, right? I have to be careful not to let it run out though, or my 0 supply analyzer is going to suffer, and then I'm going to blame you. So you let me know. You let me know if I'm down to like 1 minute. Otherwise, you're going to be blamed for the analyzer having some waste in it. Yeah, the monk is less spammy now with potions because of how much it heals through the passive virtue, and because it deals so much damage, it also leeches mana a lot. So again, you don't need to be using that many mana potions. Yeah, at the moment, monk is probably the least spammy vocation with regards to like using items and stuff. But again, that is also because I'm actually kind of like over leveling. I'm just really strong for the respawn. When I was hunting like a Sura Mirror on like a 250, I was still spamming potions and spells, right? I think, you know, if you hunt something that's that's very easy for you on the monk, on the EK, you also don't really have to spam as much, right? Well, you kind of always have to spam potions, I suppose, even if you're hunting something easy, just because of your mana costs. Yes, and also remapping or removing your potion from the hotkey. Otherwise, you will definitely use it. Too much habit. Finish the croc bestiary. Oh, fair enough. What am I on? I have about 1,500 feral crocodiles. So I think I'll probably, even in full moon, need to be there for like 5 hours. So not looking forward to it, but I do need to get it done. I mean, it's extra 100 points, so. Oh, you finished. Oh, you mean you finished the basic one? Okay, sorry. I assumed you meant you finished the whole thing. Yeah, I need about 1k of the feral ones. Do you think that the physical protection is going to be a problem for monks? No, not really. I mean, they run around. They shouldn't be taking that much damage. I don't think it's going to be a problem. And they have mantra to help with a lot of other damage types. It's going to be tricky on like Rashomon, right, where it's like physical and life drain, so you don't really benefit from mantra at all. But it's fine. Tibia's broken. It's showing no supplies used. Yeah, I know. Tibia is broken, all right. Something is broken, that's for sure. For equipment reference on your website, only Monk has Plasma Amulet Ring included. Other locations don't have those unless I'm missing something. Yeah, what you're missing is that the goal of the Monk is a special case for that tool. All the other vocations only really have like equipment upgrades. You know, the idea of the tool was that, you know, you go on and you see what new items become available at your level, if you're like not super familiar with the vocation that you're playing. So the idea was so that there's no like garbage items there or consumables or whatever. It's just like a checklist for like upgrades, basically. Now the monk was announced, and for the monk, obviously, seen as it's a new vocation, it's a little bit different because people just don't know all the items there. So I just opted to include basically everything for the monk. But as the monk becomes more and more integrated into the game and fewer people are unfamiliar with some of the items, I will probably start removing some of the basic items from the monk, including the amulet and the ring, and only leave like level 200 plus in there, or whatever equivalent like the other vocations. So the monk is the special case just because it's a new vocation, and I want to have everything there, but that probably won't be necessary with time either. It's like, it would be stupid, like for the EK, for example, to start including all the weapons in the equipment reference, right? Serpent sword, spike sword, like who gives a shit, right? No one actually would use that for this. They would use it to find out what's the next fire axe available for like level 300 plus or whatever, right? Yeah, so that was the idea. And that's why the other vocations are a little bit different in the monk in the vocation in the equipment reference. That's by design, and I'm aware of the inconsistency, but it is what it is. Like I make the website to be as usable as possible, rather than super consistent necessarily. Like. Weź coś po polsku powiedz, proszę bardzo. Haven't played real Tibia for 15 years, but maybe you have answered the question already. But how can you get so much mana without potions? It's called imbuement. I don't know when it was added to the game, probably close to 15 years ago at this point. Maybe not quite, maybe 10 years ago. Yeah. It basically is like, it's leeching, right? It's like leeching in other games where part of your damage gets returned to you as mana or health. And the monk naturally also has a built-in leech or like sustain through other means, which means that he in particular can benefit from those imbuements to really be able to hunt without using many supplies. Yeah, Hildegard, yeah, there's a lot of things you can do, but it's always going to be a trade-off of too much information and like UX and just general usability of the website. It's always a trade-off, right? I don't want Tibia Pal to be like a wiki, right? I don't want there to be everything there. I want it to be usable, and the way I judge if something is usable is whether I would use it in such a way. Now, that's a very self-centered approach to development. But that way, I at least know that there's at least one person who would find it useful, which generally means that more people would find it useful. And adding all this like extra possible informations to every tool just makes it like a wiki alternative, which I don't want for Tibia Pal. It's too much information in Tibia to be a wiki alternative for me. So I just make tools generally that I would use in a way that I would use them. And that generally means other people also find them pretty useful. But it does mean that some people won't find them useful. But that's just how it is, I guess. Most developers are self-centered. Yeah, self-centered development style. Develop tools and applications for yourself first and foremost, and then they will be of high quality, right? If you have to use them in such a way. I think it's not the worst approach. Okay, hang on a minute. I'm running out of health here. I wonder if I do want to put my amulet back on. I think I'm going to stick my amulet back on from the orange plasma. I feel like I'm taking a little bit too much damage without the 4% physical protection. So we're back on the amulet. Great English for a second language, I presume. Yeah, so technically, yes, I'm Polish first and foremost, and Polish was the first language I learned. But at the same time, English isn't... I wouldn't consider it like my second language. I just consider both English and Polish to be my two main languages. The reason is that I didn't learn English as a second language, if that makes sense. You know, people learn the first language when they're babies by like listening to the parents and stuff, and they learn the second languages by like being taught them, right? Whether in school or with a teacher or whatever. And I wasn't taught English by somebody like a teacher. I was taught English by moving to England as a child and going to a regular English school and basically learning English by listening to all the other kids in school. So even though I obviously wasn't a baby at the time, I was like 12 years old, I learned English in a way that a baby learns English, and not in a way that an adult learns English by, you know, having lessons, which is why it's not like a second language to me. It feels like a native language because that's the way I learned it. And learning in such a way, like, also probably has a, you know, huge benefits for your accent as well, because you learn by hearing the like native speakers, right? Only Great Spirit or Ultimate. Honestly, like, the Monk makes so much profit and it has so much sustain that, yeah, optimally you'd probably be using just Great Mana Potions in a lot of places, but like, you make so much profit. Just you know, have a good time. Just treat yourself some Ultimate Spirit Potions, right? Just have fun. Don't be cheap on the potions, right? You're gonna make your profit, don't worry. So I'm honestly, like, as a paladin at like this level, I used a lot of like Great Mana Potions because I was a little bit too cheap for the Ultimate Spirits. But on the Monk, like, if I'm gonna go somewhere super like profitable, just where the aim is to profit, like say if I want to bash moves, you know, profit respawn first and foremost, I'd probably use Mana Potions just to optimize for the profit. But, you know, any sort of regular respawn, I'm just gonna go Ultimate Spirits and just don't give a shit, to be honest, because why care? Just have some fun, you know? Go crazy with your Ultimate Spirits. How was it back then to be Polish in Great Britain? Well, I moved when it was very early days with the European Union, so there wasn't as much, you know, hostility yet, because I was one of very, very few Polish kids in the school at the time. So it was very different what it is now. Not that it's particularly hostile now. I mean, it's still, you know, you hear some things in the news and stuff about hostility and racism, but it's still not very common. It's not like everyone experiences it every day or anything. But back then it was fine, totally fine. I was obviously a bit of an outcast to start with, but it wasn't because I was Polish. It was because I couldn't speak the language, which obviously is very hard. Which is, you know, why I think I was very motivated to learn the language, which is why you know, I picked it up pretty quickly. I mean, from not speaking English almost at all, you know, 6-12 months, and I was able to speak pretty effectively, still with an accent and still making tons of grammar mistakes, but I was definitely communicating with basically everybody after like 6 months. And after a couple of years, my English was very, very good, if I do say so myself. I've heard you use English idioms and you still use some phrases that make it obvious you were raised in England at some point. Whereabouts did you live, if you don't mind me asking? So when I moved to England, I moved to Stoke-on-Trent, so Midlands, you know, somewhere between like Birmingham and Manchester. Then I went to university in Birmingham, so still not too far off, still like basically Midlands. And then I lived in London and worked in London after university for a few years. So yeah, Stoke, Birmingham, London. Yep, that's how it works, chatter. Exactly. You just listen to me for a few more years and you'll be like a native English speaker. Nice. One universal language to rule them all? I mean, I expect that is where humanity is heading slowly. you know, it's gonna take some time, but I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, 500 years from now, we probably will all be speaking English and its various dialects. I think a lot of languages will disappear over the coming few hundred years. Or Chinese, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think probably some of like the main languages will probably still stick around, right? We'll probably still have some French, have some Spanish, have some English, have some Chinese, have some Hindi. Well, my ignorance may come in here. I don't actually know. Is it Hindi that they speak Hindi in India, right? Is it? God, I feel like I feel like I could be really stupid here. I feel like it's Hindi, but I can't be too right. I can't be 100%. So there will be a few languages, I'm sure, still, but I wouldn't be surprised if 500 years down the line, instead of having like 1,000 languages, probably we'll have like 10, right, on Earth. So you're a solo player because of Polish people? Not sure. I quite see the relation. How did you learn English? I played Tibia. Well, yes. I mean, that's the thing. When I moved to England, I had already been playing Tibia for a few years at that point, and so obviously, don't India got multiple languages? Yeah, of course. Most countries have multiple languages of sorts, but like there is a main language in every country, right? I think it's Hindi in India, but God, I don't know. I had a lot of Indian friends at university. I should know this, but it's been a few years. But yeah, when I moved to went to England, I did know a few English words, obviously from whatever I learned in school, right? I knew how to ask to go to the bathroom or whatever, but I knew, like, you know, axe, sword, shield, you know, these kind of gaming words. But that was about the extent of it. Okay, there's a dude. Maybe he's doing a quest. Hello, Shrek. Wrecked. Are you gonna try team hunt at some point in Firelib? Why would I team hunt in Firelib? I'm just gonna go there solo, bro. Come on. Come on. Why have 3 teammates dragging me down when I can just hunt a solo? But overall, I don't expect to be doing very much team hunting. Like, I'm not much of a team hunter. It just feels like too much of a job for me. I already have a full-time job. I don't need another one in Tibia. You know, that's not to say that I won't sometimes go for a team hunt. Like, you know, the scenario under which I will go for a team hunt is if you know, I am planning to play one evening. You know, I usually play 9 till 11. And in the morning of that day, I look on the Nebia, my world Discord, and someone's saying, looking for a monk to hunt between 9 and 11 p.m. tonight at Firelib. That is a circumstance under which I could consider myself team hunting. Like, I just slot in for one day precisely what somebody needs and precisely the hours I want to play. Sure, why not, right? But I'm not gonna be scheduling my life around a team hunt, which means that you're probably not going to see me team hunting very much, if ever. Yeah, it's too stressful for me, passing. It's way too stressful. I don't need that shit. I don't need that shit. India has 2 official languages, Hindi and English. Nice. So I was right about the Hindi. Cool. Very good. Got it. All right. I'm glad I did not make a fool of myself. But yes, of course, they do have very many languages overall that they speak in India. But Hindi is the main one, other than English, of course. Woof. Joining random team is not something I do, though. I very much need friends that I know. I don't care that much. I wouldn't on an EK. But, you know, if I'm team hunting as the monk and suddenly the EK dies, then I'm just, you know, pop in Time Ring on, pop in Strong Haste on, and see you later, team. Good luck. See you out there. So I don't care that much. Hunting with randoms on a monk should be fine. The other alternative that I could see myself hunting sometimes is if we had like a really close group of friends who are like primarily solo players, but don't mind having a team hunt sometimes occasionally, right? If I had like a few friends who are like that in the same level range, and you know, we all had time and we just casually be like, oh, maybe we want to do a hunt tonight, whatever. Yeah, I could be like, yeah, all right, why not? If I can do it, right? No pressure kind of situation. But like as soon as there's the pressure, like, oh, you know, we have to hunt at this time, we have this place booked, whatever. At that point, I'm out from team hunting, you know? I don't know, that's it's just not for me now. Is it more profit EXP as a team? Well, it depends on the level range. Like in this level range, it's not like massively different. Yeah, you can make more EXP for sure, like team hunting, like library and stuff. But it's not like a drastic difference, you know? It's like 10, 20, 30% more maybe at most. Profit-wise, you actually make more profit solo in this level range especially. Team hunting really starts to become better the higher and higher level you are. Like past like level 1000, it really does not make very much sense to solo hunt. So if things don't change, I could see myself like leveling this monk until like level 1000 or so. I don't know how long that would take, a year, 2 years maybe. And then probably selling it and doing some new project or something, because it's just going to feel like a waste, you know, if you have to solo hunt past level 1000 and the situation in the game is still like it is today. Basically not very good for solo hunting. I'm Brazilian. My English is not too good, and I'm here in your stream to improve my listening. Awesome. Wow, it's educational stream in many ways, not just Tibia. Great to hear, dude. Great to hear. Best of luck with your English development. Couldn't play this game solo. It's so boring. For me, I have to say, making content for YouTube and for Twitch is like the main driver behind why I actually still enjoy playing the game. Like if, I don't know, if tomorrow my Twitch was permanently banned and my YouTube was permanently banned and there was like no way for me to like make any more content / make more money, let's be real here, I don't know that I would be playing Tibia. I think I would probably quit, to be brutally honest. I would probably go back to games I enjoy playing a bit more, like Path of Exile, for example. Or I would go back a bit more to developing my own game, which I don't have the time for at the moment, but I would really love to do at some point. So, yeah. So yes, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised you don't like solo hunting, but yeah, it does get very boring, especially if you just hunt like 3 hours every single day. I don't know how people do it. I don't have the patience for it. But making content and interacting with people is very fun for me and does give me the drive to actually play a lot more. Without it, I'd be like, nah. Kusnier doesn't have any friends, which is why he streams to have someone to talk to. Didn't have to get so real, bro. Didn't have to get so real and so personal. It's harsh, but it is very truthful. What's an alternative besides Nagatanko to imbue with energy resistance for Weretigers? Well, nothing, I guess, because the Stoic X-Robe has the built-in energy protection, right? I mean, honestly, like, you're okay without the energy protection here. Like, I think having Stoic X-Robe here without any imbue protection is fine. Just make sure to use a Prismatic Ring as well if you're coming at, like, you know, relatively low level. Are you going to play the new Path of Exile 1 League? Yes, I think so. I think it releases on I want to say like the 13th of June or something, whatever the Friday is, right? And that does actually fall in the week when I don't have kids or my wife. They're away in the UK for a few days. If that is the case, obviously I'll still be streaming Tibia during those days. But yes, I'm considering playing Path of Exile 1 League that week as well, quite a bit. I do love Path of Exile 1. It is probably my favorite game. Don't know about all time, but it is up there. It still has lots of issues. You know, no game is perfect, but I do love the game, and I have sunk many thousands of hours into it. Not quite as many as Tibia. I mean, Tibia I've been playing for 20 years or whatever, right? But do you have another project in mind for Tibia? I think there's always projects, right? It's an MMO. There's like infinite stuff. I think if I reached level 1000 on the Monk and I wanted another project, I don't know. Maybe I'd wait for a new world and start an EK from scratch, or a Mage or something. I don't know. I'm sure there would be a project to make, right? Hell, by the time I reach level 1000, maybe there'll be a 6th vocation, right? And then let's go again. Who the hell knows? Enjoy the challenge of team hunts. Yeah, I mean, team hunts are fun. Like, if you can make them work, if you can make the scheduling work on the skill level matches and the levels match and stuff, yeah, team hunting is fun, right? And it's fun to be with your friends and chatting and having fun while you're gaming in Tibia. It's kind of similar to streaming in a way, right? You're just basically talking to somebody about the game and what you're doing. EK from scratch, yeah, maybe, but you know, this is a very, very futuristic outlook. But yeah, maybe. 156 fist with Utito. Yes, I have 105 base fist. Did you see the prices of Solkamas right now? Yeah. Tragic, isn't it? Ridiculous. I'm so glad I got mine just before the prices shut up like crazy. Like, it's Solkamas now is like twice what I paid for it, which is just, and I felt like it was expensive when I was buying it. So yeah, honestly, mental. Dwarven legs or jade legs? Honestly, it depends. Like, I think difficult respawns, like, say, well, I suppose at 210, what would you hunt that's difficult? Probably nothing too much. I think if you went to Asura Mirror, you may want to still switch back to Dwarven legs. If you go at level 250, it might be a bit difficult. But yeah, basically, you might still want to use the Dwarven legs for like difficult respawns with a lot of physical damage. But Jade legs otherwise. So mostly you'll probably be using the Jade legs. But it's not a massive difference. I don't think the Jade legs are all that good, to be honest. Should have bought it and resell it for profit. Yeah. I think people probably were doing that. Is maybe why half the problem now is that there's no supply because it's being, you know, held by like resellers wanting to make a profit and stuff. That's possible. How much are you speeding your YouTube hunt by? It's 200%, so it's twice the speed. So if you want to watch it in real time, it's yeah, you just half the speed. This does not hold for like super old videos. Any videos that are like 3 or 4 years old, some of them I think I may have been doing like 250. But anything that's like even remotely recent in like the past 2 years or so is definitely 200% speed up. Oh, dude, it's 4 p.m. and I'm out of stamina. What am I gonna do this evening? Sad times. Looks so chill in your videos. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, being calm in Tibia and reacting appropriately is like a big part of the skill, I think. Like, you know, knowing what to expect and when to panic and when to like bail from the pull is very important, and not overreacting, right? I've seen so many people of videos of people dying where they get trapped and they stop casting offensive spells. They're just like, ah, shit, panic mode. And then they just obviously die because they can't get out. So yeah, I'm staying calm and just making everything feel normal, not freaking out is a big part of Tibia, I guess. Fiery Soul with the raid. Was there a notification? I didn't hear it or see it. Sorry if it didn't pop. Thank you very much, Fiery. Welcome everybody. I just had to approve that message, chatter, because of your misspelling of the word monk. Got filtered by Automod. You were too busy describing your gameplay, was I? You've improved then, have you? I haven't checked in a day or two. Misspelling, yeah. Was it a misspelling, chatter? Was it a misspelling? Oh, not another fiend in Spike. Why? Why you do it to yourself, dude? Oh shit. Hang on. Oh, I see why. I see what's happened. My ring is out. I wasted. I didn't waste. Well, not in the analyzer, but my ring did run out, so I do need to refill it for 5 silver tokens. I've put on prismatic ring for the time being, but we're of course not going to let it run out. We can't have any supplies in the analyzer. Come on. Yeah, why do you do it to yourself, Fiery? Why you chase fiendishes and Spike? I guess it's pretty good content. I get it from that perspective, but boy, would I not be doing that on a level 130-ish or whatever it is that you are now. Lower Spike is freaking hard. All the ranged invisible crap. I hate that respawn, actually. I one of my worst, most hated respawns in the game, to be honest. So miserable to hunt there. Use first item of supplies. No, I have 0 in supplies. If you look at the analyzer, it's still 0. That's the goal. I'm sticking by the goal. Like and Carney Sylvans are the worst. Yeah, Carney Sylvans not very fun team hunt either. Warzone 1 was very terrible. Still not that great though. Still not that great, but it is better after the rebalance. I thought your ring or necklace was out. You changed before? Yeah, I got I had the orange amulet, but I changed it because I was actually taking too much damage. I felt without the 4% physical protection from the Marudri Bruche, so we changed. No consumption. No. 0 supplies. Don't worry. Nah, not having that. Probably gonna have to leave in one more lap anyway. It's getting a bit late. Yeah, thanks for the raid, Fiery. I hope I said it. You caught me at a slightly tough moment. So thank you. Yeah, no supplies. What's the problem? Every vocation can do this, right? Let's do one more. Let's do one more lap. Loving the 0 supply content. You know, I feel so I'm questioning myself about this content. I feel like it's very risky. It's a difficult balance of the community making this content. Like, some people are loving it, finding it hilarious how ridiculous it is, but I feel like I'm threading the needle here with potentially being hated by the community when the nerf hammer hits. I'm a little like, you know, I feel like the next nerfs, if they're significant, I'm gonna hear a mouthful. I'm too deep. Yeah, basically, I'm too deep now. I may as well double down, right? If the monk community is gonna hate me anyway, maybe the non-monk, maybe I can cozy up to the non-monk community, right? And get the monk nerfed for them. We can't hate you? Fiery, I think you haven't been reading some of the comments on some of my my videos about this. Oh, believe me, people can hate. And it's before even any nerfs. Anyway, as I always say, I am just a friendly neighborhood player. I am not a developer. I am not a product designer, owner. I am not on the balance team. You know, I am just a player, just like any of you. So I have no impact on any potential decisions. If it were up to me, I'd buff the monk. Okay, so no hate, please. Some lunatic came to my stream saying you're playing on an edited client. 0 profit hunt. Holy shit. Surely that would take more effort than actually playing well enough not to use any supplies, huh? Jesus. I hope he was joking, otherwise, Christ. That is some unhinged person. Yep, yeah, I agree that it's very difficult to balance. Like, I honestly do not know what they're gonna do with the monk. Like, well, are you just going to be nerfing his damage, nerfing his sustain every patch until what? Until it's just utter garbage and it's no longer playable? Like, what's the goal here? He has fairly small AoE, but if you nerf his damage, it's just going to be like a really rubbish. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to balance the monk. I think it's super tricky. I think Tipsoft may find themselves regretting the decision. Anyway, we finished the hunt now because I do got to go. So let's have a quick look at the results. 50 minutes. Looks like we were on about 4.5 kk raw per hour, which is pretty low for this place. I mean, I am streaming, so I was talking a little bit, not focusing too much. I think this place goes up to like 5 kk raw when you know, hardcore focus. Profit wise, it looks like we were on for about 1.3 kk profit per hour, which again is a little bit on the lower end. When I hunt here off stream, I can do like 1.4 to 1.5 kk profit per hour. Crazy numbers, just anyway, right? Crazy numbers for a 430, especially using no supplies. But you know, yeah, balanced, very balanced. I'm definitely not in favor of any nerfs. I think no leeching on builders would be something. Well, no leeching in general, or you mean the virtue stuff? The no virtue stuff, I fully expect to be gone. The passive heal we get every time we do an offensive spell, I expect that to be gone. I'll be honest. I expect the next nerf to just either just gut it, or like fully remove it, or just leave it only on the virtue of sustain. Like, it's a really nice, fun mechanic, and I enjoy it, but I think it's going. You mean from imbues? No, don't take away our imbues. And that's weird. That's a weird sort of like, that's a weird balancing to do it, you know, like an exception for the monk. Why would the leeching not work like that? I don't know. I don't think they're going to be making like exceptions. So random question: when you do Scarlet Access, does it matter what boss you start with? Yeah, I think it does. I think you have to do it in order. I think you have to start with the one on top. What is it? The Gafir, right? I think you go Gafir, then you have to go to Custodian in the basement, and then you have to like go all the way up, do the chest pieces, and then you have to do Scarlet, right? I think. Oh, also, actually, there's the ranged one as well at some point. Quaid, right? You have to do maybe after Custodian. I don't remember, but I think the order matters. I think it lets you unlock certain doors to pass through the castle. Yeah, so anyway, I do think. Hello, Silver. I do think there is a nerf coming. I hate it. I hate to say it, but it is too strong, dude. It's too strong. Okay, the sustain thing is definitely broken. Anyway, it's 4:30 p.m., which, as many of you know, is my cutoff point for streaming. Otherwise, my wife is going to get here and be very angry with me if I'm not available to help with the kids. So let's just hop on Twitch, see who we can raid. With regards to the next stream, let's have a look. I'm going to look at my calendar. Actually, no, it's all right. I don't have to look in my calendar. I think tomorrow should be fine for another day stream. I have a pretty easy week this week. So yeah, probably similar time stream tomorrow. Probably no stream this evening though. And yeah, thanks for the raid, Fiery. Let's raid somebody else now, I guess. Let's have a look who's Lee Ragnarsson is streaming. I do like Lee. I do like him. He has some confident, unique takes sometimes, but I do, generally speaking, do like his content. It's also English speaking, so probably going to go there. I'm just having a look if there is somebody else, maybe. Well, probably not. Yeah, all right, let's go to Lee Ragnarsson. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah, he's back on the monk for a few days. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. As always, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time, probably same time tomorrow for a couple of hours. So yeah, thank you very much, and see you then. And say hello to Lee from me. Bye.